Voting is a constitutional imperative. Nobody has the right to take the right to vote away from any citizen. Citizens deserve to choose their leaders. They have the right to choose who represents them.
Of Zimbabweans, people who demand and desire a better society, we're not going to stop. It should never be wrong to demand better for your society. It should never be a wrong thing to demand that the hunger crisis end. It's no secret that 7.7 million Zimbabweans are food insecure. It's no secret that inflation.
The attempt to reduce Zimbabwe to a one-party state, we're fighting the state capture, we're fighting the attempt to loot and plunder this nation. That is the reason why they're coming after us, and we know it. And we're going to fight back, and we're going to fight that politically.
Who is the Iron Lady or advocate Fadzai Mahere? So to start with, she grew up in Harare in Mount Pleasant before pursuing her studies in law at the University of Zimbabwe. She later did a master's in the UK at the University of Cambridge or Cambridge University, came back, pursued politics and even registering as an independent candidate for Mount Pleasant. You can see that Fadzai Mahere later on joined the MDC as a spokesperson under Nelson Chamisa, and later on joined the Triple C again as a spokesperson and as a member of parliament. So she is actually an honorable, this person.
A special anti-corruption court was established to tackle corruption, so there's really no explanation in the report and from the NPA as to why they've got such a low clearance rate for economic crimes, particularly in light of the fact that most of the people who get brought to court or arrested for economic crimes are political elites. We are all familiar and members of to anybody's control, especially not the executive. So we wanted to see in that report an explanation as to why that unconstitutional unit exists and why the NPA uses it and what it's specifically deployed for. We also saw a concerning statistic around the lack of an explanation as to why trials take so long. We can only highlight one example of Honorable Job Sikala. Over 520 days of trial. What explanation is there for a simple public order offense, what they allege to be a public order offense, to be dealt with over such a long period? There was no explanation in the report as to why trials are taking this long. And so what we expect from the NPA is constitutional conduct. Like any other institution, they are bound by the provisions of Section 46. They have a duty to uphold the Constitution.
Now, this video is made to show the advocate Comrade Fadzai Mahere appreciation amidst a smear campaign by Varakash and ZANU-PF. ED knows, and he knew that should he have Fadzai Mahere in parliament or anywhere near the voice of parliament, she was going to debunk and actually be one of the biggest obstacle to the ED 2030. Hence, he had Sengizo Shabangu that to get involved and actually remove it from parliament. As you can see, Fadzai Mahere is outspoken. She speaks sense. She speaks the truth. She advocates for justice for the Zimbabwean cause. That's who Fadzai Mahere is. Some people refer to her as the Iron Lady of Zimbabwe or the Iron Lady of Zimbabwe. In fact, Fadzai Mahere has been she was once part of 100 most influential people in Africa or young influential people in Africa, to say that. Now, Varakashi like to say that Fadzai Mahere, or they smear because she grew up with money or she grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth or she could go to Cambridge, anything of that particular sort. But they kind of like score an own goal here because if Fadzai Mahere had all these privileges that she had, she could easily leave Zimbabwe, live a happy life somewhere else in a first world country and forget about Zimbabwe because she can easily do so. But yet we see Advocate Fadzai Mahere coming to the Ivu or to the homeland to actually bulldoze through the ED and the ZANU-PF function or the ZANU-PF people. So many people actually fearlessly going straight against them, fearlessly facing them head on. We see that it's being done by Fadzai Mahere, which shows that she is compassionate or care for the advocacy for the general population of Zimbabwe, something that most of us cannot do. A lot of people like to point out that Fadzai Mahere actually left parliament and that shows weakness. But in a case where actually Fadzai Mahere was getting arrested, some of her party members being abducted, being beaten, injected with unknown substances by the Idi Mnangagwa regime or the so-called fake CIOs. What other choice did she have? And also, I think we should also reflect as the general population and as the public, what have we done to defend our votes aside from the CC people? In fact, I do concede that we need to put Chamisa Fadzai Mahere to some sort of a blame not to mobilize the crowd during the Sengizu Shabangu second, because when we voted, we didn't vote for Sengizu Shabangu, we voted for them. They should have done something to actually make sure that we are there. But from us, we just need to show appreciation while a person is still here with us. Timpe sando dzake, tivape sando dzavo, anafadza Mahere, and to continue doing what they're doing. There's this trash that is called Varakashi, Mudiwa Wood and Tree, Shaky Trees, the Gold Runners, that she asked, how did you get into parliament? Fearlessly asked, how did you get into parliament? And now they're going on to smear campaign, attacking even a child or even attacking everything about it. Of which they ask, what has she done for the society? What has Mudiwa done for the society, lying that is the CEO of 1,000 people? What is Shaky True done other than being a gold runner of what is stealing Zimbabwe's resources and actually being what is selling them offshores to the United Arab Emirates? So again, if for some reason you are doubting or if for some reason you come across Miss Fadzai Mahere, please tell her that we here we appreciate the advocacy and the work that she's doing. We hope that in our lifetime or in her lifetime, she will see the free Zimbabwe that she's actually fighting for. Thank you.
Cause is one that fights ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF will follow us wherever we go, even if the name changes. We know that. So, what's critical at this point is the consciousness and the cause. Name change or no name change, we will continue to champion the fight for a better Zimbabwe. It's not just a sterile debate about names. The reason that they continue to try and attack and dismember the MDC alliance is because we are fighting them at their root. We're fighting the corruption, we're fighting the culture of violence, we're fighting